off. My favorite my favorite task is jack off. Penis. Children. Those are two things that shouldn't be said together. Okay, penis. Oh my fucking god. Thank you, YouTube, for making everything you do so easy. I really appreciate your easy to use interface that doesn't make me want to drive a small Hummer H2 from 2007 through an elementary school. I appreciate you. YouTube. Jesus fucking Christ. Ah, I love how complicated it is to look for my fucking stream on YouTube. This happens every time. You would have thought maybe 4 years almost doing YouTube videos. Now I will know exactly what to look for. But nope. Okay, your channel. Okay, Magician drinks hard seltzer. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, magician drinks
Let's
hard
test the
seltzer.
audio
There you
here.
go. Thank you.
Let's
Okay,
test the audio.
let's test the audio here.
Um,
Let's test the audio. Test the audio.
what can I say here to test the audio?
What can I say here to test the audio?
My dick is enormous. My dick is enormous. Let's see.
My dick is enormous. My
There you
dick
go.
is enormous.
We got a tremendous audio there.
Let's see.
There you go. Spanish Inquisition. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, I guess maybe. Where did the Spanish? Where did the Spanish hold court for a long time? I'm trying to remember. Obviously, they had the Caribbean that they molested. Parts of here, Florida. Florida being one of the bigger ones, right? Where else did they pretty much molest? I know they got molested by the Moors for 500 years in Spain. So that really wasn't a good time period for the Spanish. I remember learning about that in school. That's one of my favorite time periods. It's like asking about the Germans or asking the Germans about specific points in their history between 1919 and 1947 per se. For some reason, that area in their books are gone. Uh, so yeah, there you go. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a live stream. It's Sunday. Why not do a little bit of a hot live stream? I haven't done one of these in a while. I don't think I've done one this year. I did obviously ham radios, right? Those count, but they don't count on this channel. They don't count on this channel. So I thought, why not do a live stream? It's Sunday. I'm not going anywhere. I got my drinking done early. I like soft Excelsior, says Daniel Cabrera. I'm sure Excelsior is probably a reference to a hard seltzer from, I don't know, 1999, when you were hitting the town in your most dangerous point of time. Actually, this is a Truly. So this is a Truly, not a White Claw. I thought I had, I thought I had a White Claw. It turns out, not really. I have Trulies. They're 100 calories. I've been good to myself. I've been working out every day. So I thought, why not, open up a little bit of a Truly and do a live stream, see the comments, see what's going on in the community. I dropped a couple videos this week. Uh, I realize that when I do my most favorite work on YouTube, no one sees them. That's my favorite aspect about doing YouTube videos. So the last video that I did was how to sneak drugs, or sorry, how to sneak vitamins in a music festival. And I thought I had some creative and clever ways on how to sneak vitamins into a music festival. That's one of my favorite ideas. And then the other one I believe was I don't know if that was earlier in the week, but the gay magic hands, which I'm still dealing with today, dealing with gay magic hands. It's something that we all have to deal with. Gay magic hands. Eventually, in the magic community, what ends up happening is that you have to do one of these to make something vanish, right? You have to. You have to. You can't help it. So let's see. DJ Daniel Dizzle's in the house. Says low volt. Just the fact that you said that it reminded me of him already makes me want to shoot up a small school. Let's see. How's it going, you knobhead? Well, today I was contemplating buying contact lenses, so that's how my day went. I got hammered early in the morning. I went to a place that had moose juice. It wasn't the usual place that I have that has moose juice. It was a separate place. They have a drink that's pretty much a concoction of 5 alcoholic beverages that I had for brunch. And it was rough. It was rough, but I made it through. It's here. It's 9 o'clock. I don't have a headache, so I feel great. Hey Pig, if a war starts in the USA, what would you do? Well, I already made the mistake of not having any sort of protection for myself, but luckily for me, I have shirts like this. I think shirts like this should keep me safe, so I should be good. I should definitely be good. He sold two paintings his entire life. Who are you talking about? Selling paintings. Oh, Van Gogh. Yeah, how funny is that? How funny is that? There was a thing I saw recently, which was quite tremendous, about Van Gogh and I believe what's that British show? The Doctor, right? Or whatever that bullshit show is. That they brought Van Gogh to see people appreciating his work, and he still killed himself. So very telling of people with that particular problem. But still, very sad episode. I don't care much about the show, but that little segment was telling about the crippling aspects of depression. There are two new strains of COVID, one in the UK and another in Africa. Uh, COVID is following the Spanish flu trend. I realize, by the way, having this close to my mouth and pretending that there's a microphone just makes me want to drink it more. Mm. Maybe I'm out here licking doorknobs. To be honest, I'm licking doorknobs. I'm out here patting babies in the head, and then sneezing on old ladies. So I'm definitely not helping in that endeavor. But as far as the new strains, I've heard, yeah, London was one, which is why they're locked down until March, which is fucking nuts. I wanted to go there in February, but unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. I haven't even got my passport. I should have done that last year, but instead I waited. But it's not like it mattered. It's not like it mattered. So what's this? Keeping up with the Kardashians. That's something that happened in the news. You had Kanye and the Thickum Kanye and thick Kardashian. They're all thick, but the thickest Kardashian are now separating. And I don't think as far as news like that, I don't think I could actually give a fraction of a fuck about that. If there were a fraction of a fuck to give, I wouldn't give it, just in the sake of I want to say another word that I've been using a lot: avarice, right? A lot of avarice when it comes to the Kardashians. Kanye, not so much. I guess he kind of earned it through skill and grinding it up. But the Kardashians, she kind of fucked her way to the top. You know, you had the father, who I believe was a crazy lawyer. Then you had the other father, the now she was an Olympic gold medalist. So that family was set from the start, but they just wanted to invade the entertainment business, which is what they did, and they did it through their daughter, Kim, fucking her way to the top. The tape was terrible, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the actual sex tape. It wasn't good. I definitely have seen better. So for that little effort, for them to get the fame that they did today, oh boy, oh boy, we were what do you call this? We were in droughts of pornography during that time period for her to reach the fame that she did for that particular video. Do your gay magic hands get you handicap parking spots? You know, I could probably finagle it. And knowing the DMV and the whole situation down here in America's penis, I'm pretty sure if I tell them that I have some sort of early onset GMH, then they'll probably give me a handicap spot. I remember my mother, she got a temporary handicap spot, and she used it well past its expiration, and she ended up parking in a handicap spot. A cop noticed that whatever her thing was expired, and then she had to have an argument back and forth with the officer as to her actually needing the thing. She just never actually renewed the handicap sign, and I think she took it to court, which is quite funny. Let's see this one. Kanye. Oh, that's funny. Kenya and Jeff Starr did a thing. That's another group of entertainment that I really don't care about. This whole makeup lore. You have a bunch of like the James Charleses and the fucking Jeffree Stars and those gross, atrocious people. Not because they're gay, okay, but because they look disgusting. I think that that's my. I stay away from that sort of side of the entertainment business. Mm. Has this bit gotten old or I've used this as a microphone? Is that an old bit already? You let me know in the comments. Put a 1 if this is already a terrible, dated bit to use this as a pretend microphone. Fun fact, Hitler was a pedo. He went after his niece and capped her off when she got prego. Wow. Okay. Didn't know that. But everyone was a pedo back then. Everybody was a pedo back then. I was looking at some information about Robert Plant recently, who was the lead singer of Led Zeppelin. And I found out that the reason that he dressed so feminine was because he was wearing the blouses of girls that he had sex with the night before. So he'd wear their shirts on stage, which is why every time you see him, he looks like he's wearing women's clothes because he's literally wearing women's clothing. So that was a little bit of an interesting tidbit. And the girls happened to be, well, youngums. They happen to be youngums, which I guess is fairly common. So I imagine that Hitler was just doing that because that's what everybody else is doing in that time period. I mean, when were kids sent to work? Kids were sent to work at 13, 12, as young as like 8, you know? So that was pretty rough upbringing. I'll say this one. Hey, Piggy, please do the finger disappearing magic tricks. Finger disappearing magic tricks. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm, finger disappearing magic tricks. Unless you're talking about this thing, right? You're doing that one, which I don't even know if the angle is good on that. You know, it blows my mind. Yigal Masika, who's the guy that came up with that finger fantasies thing. He got a legitimate accident, which was quite funny. I remember seeing it in, I think, one of Xavier's videos. And funny enough, the guy that made his living through finger manipulation lost a finger, which lets him do better tricks, which I just find quite ironic. My Pignus, you look well. Your mic looks refreshing. You Floridians drink some bizarre stuff. Yeah, we're pretty rough. Our gas stations. Here's the thing, though. I've realized. I remember the last time I went up to Orlando in Universal Studios. I'm gonna put this down. No, I'm gonna. Okay. All right. I'm gonna drink this, but I'm gonna stop using it like a microphone. So last time I went to Orlando, I've realized that Orlando is more like the real rest of the United States in a sense of I wanted to get liquor at 11 in the morning, and they didn't allow me. So they said, no, you can't have liquor at 11 in the morning because I was going to go to one of the theme parks, and I wasn't about to ride roller coasters unless I'm hammered because I'm not a fan of roller coasters. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to get hammered before and then enjoy myself. And they said, no, we're not allowed to sell liquor before noon. Here, there's no time period where liquor is not allowed to be sold. So in America's penis, the epitome of America's penis, known as South Florida, you could buy anything anytime you want. So we're kind of a weird bunch here in Florida. What's up with that thug in the background? MAGA Joe Biden? Well, MAGA Joe Biden is part of the theme. I thought I'd start early. So I have MAGA Joe Biden here. I'm wearing an Elizabeth Warren shirt. So we're starting early here, my friends. We're starting early here. See, if you notice, Warren has a plan. All right? MAGA Joe Biden has a plan. So that's why I'm decided to wear all these things. MAGA Joe Biden has been protecting me for the past couple months. He's been in the corner. Every time I wake up, I see him, I notice him, and I go, hey, I'm safe because MAGA Joe Biden's in the corner. That's because I'm above the age of 14. I wanted to do a zoom in there, but I can't. I can't do that unless I actually zoom in myself. What's this one? Where did you get that dope shirt? Goodwill. I got that in Goodwill. So I washed this shirt heavily before I put it on because I'm sure it was worn previously by a homeless person. So I decided to wash it thoroughly, and now I wear it as a meme. I wear it as a joke. It's like that in Olympia too. You just can't buy between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. See, that's not the case here. Here you could buy anything anytime you want, which is quite hysterical because there's no limit. And why would you need to buy liquor at 8 in the morning? But see, I needed it for a purpose because I was gonna go to a theme park, and I'm not a fan of Are You a Virgin? That's funny. Are you a virgin? I think here's the thing, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. I've had this sort of discussion with other people. Virginity is something that is earned. It's not just something that you get because, or you lose because you had sex. That's not the way virginity works. You could have a kid and be a virgin, right? So this whole magic battle, I remember, who's the last person that I called a virgin that was high profile? And he said, "Oh, that's hard to be a virgin with when I have a kid." No, it's not hard to be a virgin when you have a kid. It's actually easier to be a virgin when you don't have a kid because you no longer give a fuck. When you have a kid, you have to clean out. There's shit everywhere. You have to deal with a lot of shit as a parent, literally, and also psychologically. So you could. That's when you stop giving a shit. So that's when you get deep into your hobbies. For example, magic. Once you have a kid, you stop giving a fuck as to what other people think because you have a child. You literally were magic. You brought a child to the planet. So when you start learning card tricks as a father, your virginity is amplified. So you could be a virgin and still father children. That's a misconception. So, am I a virgin by the rules that I've laid out of virginity? Yeah, yeah. Even though I'm not gonna mention, my previous conquests, but because of the fact that I make my living doing card tricks, I am a virgin. So that's the answer to your question. Yeah, yeah. I'm a proud virgin. All right. I've been doing magic as a living, full time living now for what? For 4 years, 3 years, actually 4 years technically now. So that makes me a full fledged warlock virgin. So don't be afraid to embrace your virginity, my friends. I know a lot of people look down on virgins and go, "Hey, you guys are a bunch of losers." No, we're not. We're the real winners. All right. So you sit down, my friend. Let's see what we have here. What else? So what's up with your podcast? How's that doing, man? Well, you can check it out. Ham Radio Show. It's on YouTube. Right now, as a matter of fact, yesterday before I decided to get hammered, which seems to be a more daily occurrence, especially with incidents that are taking place um, in modern history. Uh, I was uploading all the podcasts to the website that we have, hamradio.show. I was uploading all the podcasts. I was going in there, editing them, making sure that I take out the beginning, putting them there, putting the videos. But I stopped because I went to get trashed. I see this one. What was the last trick you had fun with that had nothing to do with cards or coins? Well, I mean, mentalism counts. I love mentalism. The other thing that I've been trying to get working just for fucking TikTok is this stupid crystal cabinet. Or not crystal cabinet, this little stupid box Tenyo bullshit. That you put this little box on like a little platform, and then you put a sword apparently through it and through a ring. I've been trying to get that to work for a fucking TikTok video, but unfortunately that hasn't worked. So that's one of the virginities that I've been having to deal with. But as far as cards and coin stuff, man, I don't know. Uh, I mean, mentalism counts, so I've been kind of fucking around with a couple of different ideas. I had a really virginal idea that I hit Peter Turner with, and he wasn't able to give me a super great solution. He gave me a couple ideas, but this is how bad my virginity has gotten. That I had a dream about a card or about a trick. So maybe I should make an incomplete video and have a challenge to people to come up with methods for this. But it's an impromptu trick, and I had a dream where somebody said, "Hey, Piggy, do something," and I said, "No, I'm not a monkey. I'm not just gonna do tricks when you want me to." Okay, I'll show you something. And I got a bunch of post-it notes, and four people lined up. So one person was helping me out, and four people were lined up. And I had this person write any number between 1 and 4 and stick it on someone. And then she did that, of course, for 1 through 4. So there was a random order of people. And then I told her to mix people around as much as she wants until, or actually, no, she didn't mix them up, but there was left with a 4-digit number, essentially, each person representing a single digit and four people. And of course, that's what I predicted. That's what I had a virgin dream of. I had a virgin dream of that particular effect, and I've been trying to find methods for that particular thing. There's a couple that I have, but they all have compromise. And my conditions are impromptu, right? So you can't have a setup. All you need is a prediction and post-it notes. You have the person stick it on, and the order is predicted advanced. So that's the trick that I dreamt of, and I was thinking of different methods for that. So that's what I've been fucking with recently, and it's been quite a little puzzle. I feel like Chris Ramsey spinning a fucking random box on a table trying to solve it. But that's that and another one that I'm trying to solve. But I think I have a couple that are good. I like the POV videos more than the interview type videos. Are you talking about the top down ones where I don't show my face? Are you talking about those? Defect? Maybe the only defect here is your logic, buddy. No, I like both. I like doing both. I mean, I don't have a preference. I do like these because I do have a little bit of ability to interact. So the videos where I what do you call this? Start with a little bit of a stupid intro. Let me throw my gum away here. The videos where I have a little bit of an intro, where I have some stupid joke, or I introduce the video by doing some sort of witty banter. I'm a fan of those more so than there's nothing that people like more than elongated whale sperm and then doing a trick over the table. So yeah, let's see here. Turns out the most amazing magic trick anybody ever performed is resealing their own hymen, and also having a kid, because being a parent is awesome. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure being a parent is awesome. But you're not prevented. You're not immune from being a virgin. So I just want you to make sure that that's very clear. You're not immune from being a virgin. So if you have an argument, I think it was Jeremy Griffith that he's like, yo, it's hard to be a virgin when I have a kid. I'm like, no, that's not the way it works. Virginity, the rule of virginity is that you could be a virgin and have had sex. That's the Pigcake virgin rules. Here's the thing, though. I've recently found out that you can't call people virgins anymore on Twitch. So on Twitch, you can't call people virgins anymore. Here's the thing about it, though. I don't want to toot my own horn here. Nobody in the history of online media was calling people virgins like I was. All right? I was doing that. Your boy was out here innovating on the game. Right now, suddenly they banned that? What does that mean, huh? Does that mean that your boy has had influence on other platforms? Even in my infinitesimal dead channel, incorrect use of the word, but even in my fucking dying channel, I have an effect on that because your boy's the virgin master, okay? Nobody's been more innovative with the word virgin than me. I haven't seen anybody use that. Even in a magic context, I started using it and suddenly it caught on. People were like, haha, virgin, virgin this, head virgin that. That's this guy, okay? So Twitch, you can't say virgin anymore, which is fine, I guess. I haven't been on Twitch. But any plans to revive your channel? I don't know. I don't know. I was contemplating starting a new one. Migrating to another channel, kind of having a fresh start, just in a sense of not being bogged down by whatever YouTube has in the background. But I understand as a content, people grow. They, might like the content, and then they grow out of that particular phase. So it's fine. It's fine with that. As a matter of fact, I tell people every time that they say, "Hey, I used to watch your videos, and now I no longer watch your videos." I'm like, yes, that's the point. You grew up. I want you to grow up. I don't want you to keep doing magic tricks. I want you to do other things. So that's the other one. But apart from that, I might start another channel and just kind of migrate over to that and do it that way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep Pigcake to just Pigcake stuff. It's a weird, complicated mess, but at least for the time being, I don't have anything planned out as far as that. I just want to keep doing videos on YouTube here and see if that see how that works. I'm still having fun. Let's see. Simp is also banned on Twitch. You'll get banned for the N word too. Oh gosh darn it! Fuck. That goes half my channel. There goes half my channel. The content of my channel for not being able to use the dreaded N word. I want it back. I'm not gonna continue that joke. Let's see. Do you play any sports like basketball? No, I hate basketball. Playing it because I suck at it, and I have friends that are really good at it. And anytime I play, I'm always the last one chosen, especially because of my height, but also because of my skill. But I do other stuff that you could consider athletic. Working out, jogging. Those are things that you could consider that. But as far as organized sports, I haven't done in a while. We used to play soccer every weekend, just like a little fucking stupid amateur soccer. I never got better at it, but it was a good cardio. But I don't do that anymore because people get kids and grow and do other things. So unfortunately, that's the other one. Honestly, I don't know if you remember, but I sent you a snap 2 years ago where I took a paper out of a bag that said "Pigcake is a cunt." I probably believe that. But here's the thing: so many people have done that I feel like maybe it's not just you. Like maybe everybody's fucking at some point called me a cunt in some creative way. Hey Piggy, I love you so much. We're rich over here. Bitcoin topped out at 40K. Tokenize your brand. Bless up. Always love your content. Well, I've committed this year to dropping on Bitcoin every month. So that's my at least small investment. Everybody's doing investment. I got into the game a little bit late, but I've at least had a little bit of commitment to that in this year. And so far, it's been doing good. So far, it's been doing great, actually. Not just good, great. But I do enjoy the fact that you have the memeage. The memeage. I used to like Wall Street Bets on Reddit, which is a community of people that will just go full send on their investments and be like, fuck it, boys, I'm gonna drop $200,000 on whatever the fuck. But I think crypto is definitely the future in not just Bitcoin, but other aspects of the technology. So you're 100% right there, 100% right there, Jonathan. I've slept with over 70 women here at my ripe old age of 43, and I want to say I'm the biggest virgin here. I don't want anybody's gross little wet holes in their face anywhere near my gross head hole. Yuck. That's the way it should be. Yes. The worse you are at picking up chicks, the better you are at magic. Okay, so you got to pick one. You can't be good at picking up chicks, and then well, you can use magic to pick up chicks, but here in the United States, we have laws that prevent against rape. So take what you will with that particular reference. What's this one here? Adrian, it's ham radio. Why'd you stop the ear blowing intros? They're annoying. They're annoying. They were annoying to me. So when it gets annoying to me, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop with that joke. I think it's a dead joke, and you could still go back and look at the old videos and have that ear rape. But to me, it's a little bit of a dead meme. Maybe I might do like just a dumb one every once in a while. But in terms of consistency, I don't wanna have that. If you notice, most of the recent videos don't even have intros, so they don't even have official little intros anymore. I think that obviously I need to take advantage of getting attention in the first 5 seconds of a fucking video. But one thing I have noticed, looking at my analytics, is that YouTube isn't showing my videos to new people. So it's only showing it to a certain small audience over and over again. So there isn't any sort of discovery, which is fun. It's fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. But we'll see. We'll see what I could do about that particular thing. Thanks, Daniel. I'm terrible at both. What does that say about me? Well, that says that you need to stop one of those. You need to stop one of those and focus on the other one. So if you're considering picking up chicks, well, magic is not going to be for you, my friend, because they smell that. They go, I smell playing cards somewhere. I don't know where the playing card scent is coming. Oh, it's you? Well, I'm going to go. This was a fun date, but I'm afraid that I'm going to have to leave once they have the scent of what is it? Eau de toilette, but for playing cards, essentially. Let's see what I have these in my pocket. I think these might be low vote. I think you sent these over recently. These are the fucking Christmas cards. But that's one thing I forgot. Daniel yesterday was making a transaction with playing cards, which I still don't understand the fact that this is a thing. So you had somebody go over. He had somebody go over to his house, and he was making a transaction for playing cards, a trade, and a little bit of a financial transaction. And it enlightened me on the fact that people fucking buy playing cards for ridiculous prices. On eBay, I was looking up, the Gentleman Wakes decks go over for $100 a deck. Why would anybody pay more than fucking $10 for a deck of playing cards? I understand that there's a collection. I understand that there's this sort of I guess collectionist perspective for it that I'm not understanding. But I have decks here that are apparently worth a couple $100. Why? Why? Somebody please explain to me. Because it's almost like it's a manufactured scarcity, in the sense of now anybody could come up with a deck, right? It's not that hard unless you're Pigcake and it takes you 2 years to come out with one fucking deck of playing cards. It's not so hard to come up with a deck of cards, right? So I could send an order to USPC or Cardamundi and say, I only want 1,000 decks. I only want 1,000 decks. And that manufactured scarcity increases the price of the cards, assuming that people want them. So if it's somebody that happens to be a little bit known, maybe I might give the deck to somebody that's a little bit known and say, hey, say that you're releasing a deck, right? And say that there's only 500 decks. People will pay more than the deck is actually worth because of that manufactured scarcity. So it's the biggest virginity to me. It's the biggest virginity to me. Beyond magic, it's card collecting. And I still don't understand. I still don't understand it. I'm still trying to wrap my head. But I guess it could be the fucking it could be the same about Pokemon cards. It could be the same about Pokemon cards, that it's manufactured scarcity. They're only printing out a couple of those fucking cards, and then that's what brings up the value. But they're playing cards. Maybe it's because I have, I deal with them on a daily basis and I'm just frustrated with them. What's so gay about cardistry? And then Finnegan says it right. What's not gay about cardistry? It's rough. Cardistry is rough. I've already talked about the spectrum of magic, and if you're gonna have, this, it is a spectrum in many senses of the word. But if you have the spectrum of virginity, we have magic here. Cardistry, uh, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough because what are you doing? I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm not a cardist by any means. As a matter of fact, anytime I've taught any sort of cardistry on a channel, I always get shit in the comments because my crediting is terrible when it comes to cardistry. But there's four things you could do with cards essentially when it comes to cutting. There's 4 or 5 things you could do. So obviously there's going to be overlap in terms of coming up with new moves and coming up with different ways to cut decks of playing cards. So if I'm not crediting the 6-year-old that claimed credit of that particular movement of the cards that week, you could go fuck yourself. All right, because there's no way that I'm gonna know how many 6-year-olds came up with that particular way to cut the cards. I'm just doing it based on what I've come up with, right? So in the cardistry videos that I've come up with, it's always, oh, see, that's not the move. That's this move by this person. I look up the person and I'm like, I am literally 2.5 times older than that individual. All right. And yes, I understand that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I've been doing that fucking stupid move since that guy was sperm, since he was sperm. So you're telling me that that's the individual that came up with that particular move? It's gayer than magic. It's scarier than magic because magic, at least, you're not gonna have that as much. It's gonna be older shit. Maybe somebody recently is like, hey, that's my idea. Which again, the concept of the fact that magicians don't have the logic in their heads to comprehend the idea that I could come up with something and you could come up with something independently of each other. Magicians don't understand that. In their heads, they come up with something and they go, nobody else has ever come up with this. In the history of this fucking virgin craft, nobody's ever come up with this idea. I am the sole proprietor and creator of this particular idea and or movement. That's not the case. That's not the fucking case. And that happens constantly, especially with the old fucks, because they were in it just longer. They're just in it longer. And again, I know it's the same translation of cardistry, but they've been in it longer, so they've had more of an opportunity to come up with stuff. So if you come up with something independently and you publish it, don't be a fucking salty old fuck, please. So let's see. I don't understand cardistry either. It seems like some folks just need a job. That's the funniest thing. That's the kettle calling the pot black, essentially. That's the most, I think, the best example of the kettle calling the pot black. When a magician calls a cardister jobless, or saying that they need to have a job. All the decks in my collection are super ornate or unique. Playing cards are artwork, so my collection is an art collection. I collect not based off rarity, based off beautiful and historical importance, which thus proves your virginity. But there you go. That's a good reason. That's a good reason. If you see the artistic value of the cards, I see the autistic value of the cards. Okay, I'm not gonna whip twice. I only whip once. It's my policy. But as far as that, the only deck that I've seen that's really that worthwhile is the what's it called? The Spades something. House of Spades, I think, is the prettiest deck I've ever seen because it looks like fucking like an ornate, like the border is gold. Both you have the white and the black version. The privileged one and the I'll keep that joke to myself. But you have the white and black version of the cards, and they're both fucking tremendous. I think it's the House of Spades. I have both decks, but that to me is the best looking deck. So if there's anything that is close to art when it comes to playing cards, it's one of those two decks. How are gayness and virginity related in your philosophy? Well, virginity is a given, right? Virginity is a given. So whenever you are dealing with anything related to what this channel is encompassing, obviously magic, you're going to be with virginity. You're going to deal with virginity. However, gayness is a subcategory of virginity that is, it's the same thing as middle school, right? When you called something gay in middle school, it was like, oh, it's lame. Now, again, that's not a derogatory term to the homosexual community because I love my gays, all right? I'm a gay. But here's the thing. People take it that way because they're not understanding of the nature of language, and that language could change, right? Especially in English, when we have 12 words that mean the same fucking thing. So gayness, when it comes to magic, it's like a lameness. So if I say, hey man, that's not a cool trick, that's a gay trick. because of the nature of virginity, that's already implied, right? But it's lame. So that's my philosophy about me referring to something as hugay. I had a creative cardistry C unit joke. Oh, cunt joke. Okay, I forgot that you can't put that on YouTube because they're very nice when it comes to their creativity. I have a creative cardistry cunt joke I was doing to you years ago, but you never reply. By the way, Anna replies to me. Same for Jabrizi. Wow, that's great. That's phenomenal. That's amazing. Jabrizi doesn't respond to me. Anna D doesn't respond to me, even though she's in the same city that I happen to reside in. So what? Huh? You don't want to hang out with me? I'm a cohort. I'm someone. I'm an influencer. I'm a professional TikToker. All right. I've made over $50 on TikToks. That means that I'm a professional, baby. Instagram, I don't think I've made a dime. Actually, no, I have. I have because I did a sponsored video based on somebody that found me on Instagram. So I'm a professional influencer, baby. You can't respond to my DMs, my innocent DMs. It's not like my DMs were dirty. By the way, it's not like my DMs were dirty. I didn't go, hey, what's up, girl? You want some pipe? I said, hey, that place sucks. You might consider a new place. You might consider going to a different place. So what's up with that, huh? Huh? Is it the height? That makes you a height elitist. So same thing with Jabrizi. What is it, huh? I thought we were part of the same cloth, Jabrizi. I thought we were two men, all right, with similar philosophies. Okay, Jabrizi? I thought that we were two men that had similar ideologies. Okay? Let me see if I could do this so I look like I'm wearing the hat. I thought we were two men that shared ideologies, Jabrizi. All right, whatever happened to that? Huh? But you can't respond to my DMs, friend? What a shame. And this is coming from a literal African American, Jabrizi. That's a shame. Okay? I thought we were brothers. I thought we was brothers, cuh. It turns out you're just a fool. That was pretty bad. Cardistry is really gay because only the people that like cardistry is other cardist people. I have yet to meet a single person who was interested in my area for. That's the other thing. It's a thing exclusively made for social media because you can't be out here in front of a person and be like, hey, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Cool, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. You're right. You're right. You're 100% right. Thank you. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that. So it's something that's exclusively made for social media and cutting it to music. The Anyone Worldwide dude has been killing it recently because he keeps innovating on moves and doing it that way, which is kind of interesting. But again, it's social media, it's video. You're not going to see that in person. What person is going to sit through that for fucking a card trick? You could sit through like a 7-minute card trick per se. Yeah, I hope you're being fucking engaging if you're doing a 7-minute card trick. But imagine a 60-second cardistry routine where you're cutting and shuffling and mixing packets in different ways. A 60-second cardistry routine. I think you'd want to end yourself. I think you'd want to end yourself. That was so gay. Maybe you want to rip my pee. Right? Exactly. And that was only 30 seconds. That was only 30 seconds. So how would you do that to people? You know what I was thinking in my head as I did that? I was reading a post on Reddit, I think. I wish I took a screenshot of it, but it's about what is the worst convention? What is the worst convention thing that you've ever experienced? And this person goes, oh, I was looking through the convention floor, and then my eyes, I made eye contact with Jeff McBride, who looked at me as if to say, yeah, I'm Jeff McBride. That's what I was channeling in that previous little cardistry routine. I want to find that post again because it is the funniest fucking post of just imagining you're looking through the convention floor, you make eye contact with Jeff McBride, and he goes, yeah, I'm Jeff McBride. Yeah. It's fucking funny. I think it was on Reddit. I definitely need to find it. Cardistry is magic as rollerblading is to skateboarding. Could you imagine going up to somebody who's an average skateboarder and going, yeah, dude, I should meet you at the park. I also blade. And then you fucking you're out here doing, the the moves from the 1997 movie Brink on your skates, on your rollerblades. Shut the fuck up. I'm Jeff McBride's son, Finnegan McBride. That's funny. McBride is that? That's like Irish, right? Of Irish origin. If like Mick anything, McLeod. McLeod. I was watching Highlander recently, and I realized two things. This is the worst movie ever made, and number two, this is the best movie ever made. It's my Christmas movie. I watch Highlander 1. Highlander 2, I'm a fan of. People might say that it's one of the worst movies of all time. I'm a fan of Highlander 2. But here's the thing about Highlander 1. I have not watched Highlander 1 once without being able to cry when his wife dies. Spoiler. Spoiler, his wife dies in the movie. It makes sense. He lives forever. Obviously, his wife's going to die. So I haven't watched that movie once without being able to cry. I watched it in December, in Christmas, bawled my eyes out. I bawled my absolute eyes off watching that fucking movie. And it's the worst. It's a terrible movie. So, have you ever watched Hobbs and Shaw? No, I have not watched Hobbs and Shaw. I feel like if I watched Hobbs and Shaw, I'd probably shoot myself. I'd probably hop on a train or boy, I'm really struggling today. I apologize. I haven't watched Hobbs and Shaw because I would that's going nowhere. I apologize. I tried to save it, but that didn't work. There's a couple on YouTube that does reactions for money. I send in cardistry comp and they get bored after a while and couldn't tell the difference. Yes, that is true. I think it's the same. It's the same as like bad magic per se, but it's just harder. I think cardistry is a lot harder to keep attention with. You could do a 7 minute fucking card trick. You could do a 7 minute card trick, and people will probably still be engaged. But you do a 30 to 45 second cardistry routine, and I think people would already be tired of the fact because there's only so much that you could do, especially in front of people, and people already are just, especially in 2021. I was gonna say 2020, where our attention is negative. Essentially, we have a phone that provides constant entertainment at all times. I saw a kid today. I was at a restaurant. I fucking pointed out every time I'm with my fucking friends, and all them cunt heads on their fucking phones. I'm like, oh boy, it's great to hang out with you guys today. This is fantastic. I pride myself on not having to be on my fucking phone all the time, okay? So, one thing that happens, I see a kid on his phone. He's wearing like a Minecraft shirt, and he trips on the stairs. He trips on the stairs. You've been walking for at least 12 years, motherfucker. Why would you trip on stairs? Oh, because you were distracted by your phone. What? So that's the part that I don't understand, especially about we're always looking for attention, and we're always looking for a distraction. So it's, imagine trying to keep somebody's attention with cardistry. But I hate this thing right here where you're just doing this all day. Just, oh wow. And I find myself in a trap sometimes on TikTok in private, all right, not in front of people. I never rudely go on TikTok when I'm trying to have a conversation with someone. But I just find myself going, haha, haha, wow, that's good, that's cool. And then I go, oh, fuck, all right. Let me try to do something. Let me be productive. Cardistry is really impressive, but more than 30 seconds and I'm done. Yeah, you and probably everybody else. Defect says, do you like dubstep or other EDM genres? No, I do not like dubstep, but the EDM that I like, the best way that I could describe it is melodic gay shit. So like Porter Robinson, I'm a huge fan of. I went to a concert when he was down here. Things like that, I'm a fan of. You know, that melodic EDM shit. If it has deep vocals, like a deep, rich female vocal, I'm in it. All right, Martin Garrix has some song recently. Boom, I'm a fan of that shit. What else? What was I listening to recently too? It's a remix of Castle on the Hill. It was a remix. I forgot, Gareth Emrith or whatever his name was. That shit was fire because the vocals got to my balls. That's what I like. I don't like that ED. I call it tiki tiki. I call it that fucking tiki tiki, and it's pretty atrocious. I'm not a fan of that. Didn't have a phone till I was 14. Unfortunately, my mother was of the perception that she thought that everybody was out to rape us. So she handed us a phone immediately, and even through middle school, nobody had a phone back then, but we had a phone because she thought that she always wanted to have communication with us. So that was unfortunately I had a phone, but didn't have text back then. So we so yeah. So in terms of that, that's a good thing. You shouldn't have a phone until you're mentally prepared for what a phone entails. Michael Lawrence says, I didn't have a phone until I got a job and I bought one. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You're not supposed. But we're here now. We're zombies now. In the fucking. As a matter of fact, there's a restaurant that we went to once. Me and speaking to Daniel, we went to a restaurant here that he took out his laptop and they said, no, no, your laptop's not allowed here. You're not allowed to have your laptop out because we want to encourage conversation. And we've never been to that place again because of that. In hindsight, I'm gonna go back there again because that place had it fucking right. Put your phone down, put your laptop away. All right, maybe we're there to do some work and script up some shit, but it doesn't matter. All right, we should have done that face to face. We should have taken out a piece of paper and written down our stuff, done it old school. That's what that place was trying to encourage. So I'm gonna go back to that fucking place and apologize for the fact that I haven't been there forever. MC is Scottish. MCL, the Highlander, Highlands and stuff. That's funny. Yeah, they only call him Highlander, I think, once in that movie. When the bad guy, I forgot what his name is, but he's like, Highlander, fucking. And, but that's still tremendous. McLeod. I also love that fucking movie in the beginning where his own tribe excommunicates him because he can't die. Fucking assholes, man. I would have had realistically, I feel like that wouldn't have happened. They would have challenged him to get cirrhosis. So they would have kept having him drink beer and beer and beer until he died. And then when he didn't die, he would have been heralded as like the best person in that particular town. But instead they kick him out in a very Jesus sort of way. So that was kind of a shite way. Bet Danny wants a fur hat with horns now. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I believe that's a reference to the Capitol Hill debacle. But here's the thing: the show's not political. All right, Magic Buzz. I'm not talking about politics here. Even though I have a Elizabeth Warren shirt and I got a fucking MAGA Joe Biden in the back. All right, this is not a political show because I've realized when I talk about politics, people get butthurt, especially because of certain views that I have. But you know what? This isn't political. This is magic. We're talking about card tricks. All right, we're talking about different variations of the snap change today. Okay, this is my favorite variation. This is my favorite variation right here, holding the card this way. That's a cool variation of the snap change. It leaves you in this nice longitudinal Tenkai palm position, right? Look at that. It leaves you in a nice Okay, it leaves you in a nice longitudinal palm position. Okay, we're talking about variations of the snap change. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about Jesus. Actually, no, Jesus is too conservative. We're going to talk about Allah. We're going to talk about Allah after. So, yeah. I never liked the snap change, by the way. It's a fucking terrible color change. I don't understand how this has become the go-to for lay people or fucking magicians that don't know anything about anything. So they want like a very hyper visual change and they think this is the epitome of it, right? But even then, it's the terrible color change. It's fucking dick. Like, what? Look at this. If I do this, oh, you see it. If I do this, oh, you see it. Terrible. Ed Marlowe, you're a retard, Ed Marlowe. What's this? I'm standing like Bill Paxton, by the way, in that video right before the Twister ride. That's how I'm standing. So if you guys are curious whether or not I like men or I'm standing like Bill Paxton, it's because I'm standing like Bill Paxton. It's not because I love men. There's a simple way to make a notepad into a compression pad. So basically, my method, you don't need anything special. Yeah, but I see my for that particular thing that we're talking about earlier, my thing is trying to be literally impromptu. So you don't need a post-it pad. You could do it with paper, with anything. So that's my limitation. So whatever method it is, I really don't want to think of any other method unless it's impromptu. I know there are probably other methods to do it that are not impromptu. But there's one that I don't necessarily like, but it is impromptu, that you just have the person switch any two and then switch any two, or switch any two and then the other two switch, and that gives you only 3 numbers that are potential. Even that I don't like. You're hot. How much of your humor is spontaneous? I mean, yeah, thank you for calling it humor. I appreciate that. Man, not a lot of people call it humor, but if you're gonna call it humor, I guess I'm gonna call it spontaneous. 100% of it, I guess, is spontaneous. Piggy loves Trump. Stop the steal. I didn't say that. I was reading your comments. All right, buddy. I was reading your comments, so I did not say that. I just want that to be clear. I did not say I love Trump and stop the steal. I didn't say that. I'm only quoting you. Okay. So let that be clear, YouTube. By the way, you should have had Daniel in the bee costume. He wouldn't have fit. That would have been hilarious. Well, for Germans at least. Yeah, it would have been funny, but I think the costume was $20, and I didn't want to. I'm a cheap piece of shit. I don't know if you noticed that, but I didn't want to break that costume because maybe I want to use it later on. So if I would have put Daniel in that costume, he would have ripped through it, and not because of his glistening muscles. Let's see. I believe that all snap changes are fascist. Maybe only the ones that change color away from a black, right? So let's say like, oh my fucking god, the one time I need a red card. So if I do this, right, this is a fascist color change. If I do this, look, you ready? Oh, here I have a black 2. Now it's a red 2. Oh, what? The black 2 wasn't good enough? Huh? Okay. All right. I see how I see your leanings. So that would be a fascist snap change. Do you keep your cards in a front or back pocket? Very important. I don't keep the cards in any pocket. I don't keep the cards in any pocket. I take the card and I fucking throw them. And I don't use them because if I put them in my pocket, who's I talking to? Actually, the person that Danny was buying, selling cards. So imagine the virginity of this, right? Imagine the virginity of this. Let me see. I have a box right here. Oh, fucking dick. All right. So I have a box right here. Okay. So let's do a little bit of a conversation here. You ready? Here you go. Here we go. All right. Hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. My name's Pigcake. What's your name? Oh, your name is Jonathan. That's great. What do you do, Jonathan? Oh, you're a male nurse? Sorry to hear that, buddy. Me? I'm a magician. Oh, show you something? Yeah, I'll show you something. Do me a favor. Could you shuffle these cards? Terrible. Like a homo. Like a fucking. I feel like I want to find an inner school and change lives, right? But imagine the difference of this, right? So that's already one scenario that I think is abysmal. Here's the other one. You ready? Oh, hey, what's up, man? What's up, girl? How you doing? Yo, what's your name? Oh, Samantha? That's cool. My name's Pigcake. What do you do? Oh, you're a nurse? Sorry to hear that, bud. Me? I'm a magician. You want me to show you some? Yeah, here, let me show you some. Hold up. Yeah, it's my card clip. It keeps my cards flat. Can you shuffle a deck, please? So imagine, right? Imagine already the fucking idea of me taking a card out of my pocket, taking cards out of my pocket. It's already a crime against humanity. If I take cards out of a card clip that's in my pocket, I deserve to be quartered. Quartered. Look that up. That's the fun one. I deserve to get on the pyramid torture device, essentially, that they had in the fucking 1500s. Hello? I don't know why I decided to go on a rant like that, but once they started doing double lifting, it's over. Stimulus checks isn't gonna double lift them. I don't fucking what the fuck does that even mean? Oh my god, is this the guy behind the Pigcake channel? I remember when the channel was faceless. He's cute. Wow, dude. Have you not seen the channel since? That's the other part. Again, I've mentioned this before. When I went to Magi Fest in Columbus, Ohio, a convention for terrible magicians, what did I do? I was out there. I was shaking hands, right? I was taking pictures. I was out here, hey guys, hey, what's up? But people would come up to me like, hey, Pigcake, you showing your face? Do people know that it's you? Like, yeah, of course people know it's me because I've been showing my face for 4 months at that time. That was about a year ago. So as far as now, yeah, there's the face behind the channel. Okay, this is the face behind the channel here. This is what I look like. I look like if you see me coming into your airplane, well, you should definitely grab your nearby belongings in case you need to run out because of the likelihood that I am to light my shoe on fire. So that's the look that I have. Jesus. So let's see. People who keep their cards in their pocket never sleeved their Pokemon cards. People that keep their cards in their pockets are looking for I think, an excuse to take them out. That's the part that I don't like. They're, oh, me? Card tricks. I'll show you one. Luckily, I came prepared. Why do you have cards in your pocket, you fuck? Even if you're a gambler, why would you have cards in your pocket? Soy one ahead principle gave the paper and then do the one with the obvious and you follow a crunch and you reveal your answer at the end. Super hard. I kind of get what you're saying, right? In terms of like one ahead for that. That'd be dope. The other solution that I have, just to kind of give that one, is you don't necessarily. She doesn't pick the numbers, so she doesn't pick the numbers. The numbers 1 through 4 are written up, crumbled up, and then she hands a ball to whoever she thinks that belongs to, right? So at the end, they all open up. They see that they have a number, and then that number, it matches my prediction. That's another potential way that I did it. But you could probably incorporate one ahead in that. But that's too virginy. All right, that's too virginy. Let's see this one. Hence, you gotta announce you fuck with cards at least 30 minutes before you whip them out. Is that the other one? Is that the other thing you gotta do? Yeah. What do? I like playing cards. I like playing cards. Yeah. Why? Because I do card tricks. I do card. You want to see one? Oh man, I really wish I brought my deck. I don't know if I did. I don't know. I don't know if I did. Oh, what's this? Oh, they're playing cards. I did bring them. Oh, that's cool. Uh, well, I guess I might as well show you some, right? take a take a card out. Well, it's just so spontaneous. I'm not prepared for this. Well, don't shuffle. Give it a cut. Give it a cut. Yeah, yeah. Please don't shuffle them. Just give them a cut. I fucking hate magicians. I hate magicians so much. I love this elitist chat. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the right word to describe the the amount of the people that I have managed to conglomerate into one area of the internet. I think elitist is the right word, but in a good way. Elitist in a good way. Let's see. Problem was you set the bar too high with the 50K review video. Too much production value. I love the behind the scenes of that video. I tell Omar, Gentleman Wake, hey man, here's the idea that I have for my face reveal. And I tell Danny too. I'm like, oh, I want to do this face reveal based on his music video from Night Game, and I want to do the song though. So I want to keep the song. Gentleman Wake was like, no, no. You see, I've been doing this for 19 years. All right, Piggy. So you married to the song. You got to move away from that song. You got to pick something else. All right. You got to have long-term appeal because that song they're gonna claim it immediately. So I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't fucking want that. I want to use the same song. And then I shot a video for him, which is the only way that I convinced him to follow me around for camera. And then we did it. We shot that video. He was behind me with this fucking massive lens and this ridiculous stabilizer, just fucking going back and forth, right? And I remember looking fresh as fuck because I got a nice little bit of a haircut before that one specifically. But it was a fun one. It was a fun video to shoot, and I didn't want to release it. I had it in the can. I had it there. I'm like, you know what? We should shoot it just in case I ever want to show my face. And then, I'm like, fuck it. It's a lot easier, and I could emote. I could emote through this. Whereas before, it was really hard to emote through body language. You had to pretty much just be you had to use words and then do that with a little point of view shit. But I like the fact that I could do this and not have to worry about censoring my face. So, but that was a fun video. I wish we did like a behind the scenes for that because it was quite a fun one. Let's soy. Yeah. Well, don't worry, Mr. Cake. My deck is never in my pants. Yes, that's a good thing. Please, don't carry cards in your pants. All right, don't carry cards in your pants. If there's one thing you've learned from this channel, it's to not fucking carry cards in your pants. Here's the thing though, a lot of people I've even gotten DMs. Hey Piggy, I do card tricks. I have anxiety, so I carry cards on me and I mix it up because my fucking fingers. You could plant the cards. I've said this 1,000 times, but you could plant the cards, right? So if you're gonna maybe you feel the vibe of the fucking room and you know that you're gonna be introduced as a magician or probably asked to do something, plant the cards. Have the cards. If you're at a restaurant, right, that has a bar, a lot of times they have fucking cards there. I don't know how many restaurants I've been to recently that they're fucking hipster lose their virginities, and they have board games and shit. So they have fucking, Connect Four and fucking playing cards or Uno. You could probably put cards there, and you're not even gonna have a blink, right? So plant them and be like, oh, okay, then grab one of those. They have cards there. Do me a favor, grab those cards, and there you go, and you're in it, right? But that's a lot better than, oh, what do you do? I'm a magician. Oh, this? Whoa, yeah, I didn't know I had these. These are playing cards, which happen to coincide with my hobby. Would you like to see a card trick? All right. Please select one. Like, it's terrible. It's a fucking terrible introduction. And you can only make one first impression. And imagine that your first impression is that guy that carries playing cards on him. Well, sorry. Just thought for changing your channel. I don't know how to, but the way I see you is like George Carlin. Please go down that road, please. Well, that's kind of I put less tutorials recently. That's something that I've been trying to do. I hate the idea of New Year's resolutions, but I still do want to have some tutorials from time to time. But I don't want to make the channel only about that. I feel like there's a lot to do with magic that is more than that in terms of content. If people don't like it, it's rough. But again, the main reason as to why I rather not have security in a real job and do this is because I've enjoyed it. So there's a certain level of enjoyment. Yes, there's a lot of sacrifice. Yes, there's a lot of dumb shit that I can't do that I could do with a more ordinary real thing. But if I didn't have the creative capacity to do what I want, I wouldn't do this. So one of the things that I do want to do is more magic related videos, but not necessarily what do you call this, tutorial based stuff. Not eliminated entirely, but focus a little bit more on magic content, like the one that I did last time, which I thought was a fucking tremendous video: how to sneak drugs into a music festival using magic tricks. See, that's the sort of content that I love, because you're using magic and it's something that is a real world thing, right? So that's what I like. But we'll see. Oh, well, sorry. I want to talk about virginity in archery. People complain about using different hand methods, though it's proven both left and right hand work. Yeah, that's fucking perfect. That's exactly perfect, because that's the same shit that happens in magic. Oh no, no, you got to do it that way, because that way is how Di Vernon did it. Di Vernon's dead. Okay, all those old guys that you looked up to, they're dead or dying. It's time to move on. I haven't paid for your Pigcake Academy, but how do you come up with or steal so many ideas for new tutorials? Well, magic, there's an infinite amount of content. There's an infinite amount of ideas and methodologies, and you're never going to run out of stuff, essentially. But as far as stealing, I don't like to steal per se, but variations I'm fine with. I don't think that there's any. You can make the moral argument against what do you call this? Making variations of certain things. If it's stuff from older books, I don't think anybody would have an issue with that particular teaching that, especially behind a paywall. Even these fucking virgin magicians that hate YouTube tutorials, I don't think they have an issue with stuff behind a paywall. So everything is there, and I tried my best to kind of show where it's from, right? Like the last thing I taught on the academy, for example, was it's a Larry Jennings switch, right? A Larry Jennings switch from one of his old books. I don't think anybody in the fucking planet would be pissed as to me showing a Larry Jennings switch behind a paywall of fucking Patreon. I don't think anybody would ever be upset. So that's kind of how I approach it when it comes to that. But I have notebooks full of stuff that would, I have notebooks just full of shit. So the amount of virginity and content that I have for that is still exorbitant, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I guess that's how I approach it when it comes to that. I don't know if that answered your question or if that dodged it. If I fucking finagled it, but I'm not stealing anything per se. Piggy freed the slaves. Yes, I freed the slaves that I had. I can't make those jokes anymore. In my world, if you wear your bands on your right wrist, you're gay. See, that's not bad, right? I think there's a limit to that too, by the way. If you carry rubber bands around your wrist, I think that's pretty rough. But here's the thing: I think that there's still a way to approach it where you don't look like a complete and total virgin if you do show them something. Um, but I think like maybe your personality, you could pull it off. I can't. I can't be like, oh, magic? Yeah, yeah. I'm a magician. Yeah, let me show you something. Hold up. Could you hold this right here? Could you hold this one as well? Please examine both of those. Oh, you got it? All right, perfect. Here we go. All right. Look. Look. See? Like they're now, but watch. And then that's for you. And then that's for you, Missy. You take that and buy a can of pop. See, I can't do that. Um, what about how to use mentalism to lose your virginity? That's a perfect one. Yes, that's a beautiful video. And probably one that I'm going to steal, Milo. I remember going to one of your parties when you were here. If that's the same Milo, that's a joke. That's a joke I can't really make the explain because of the cancellation of things. But yeah, that's a great one. Especially that would have been a better video when The Mentalist was a show that everybody was watching. When he exposed the thumb reader, do you remember that? And then all the people on the Magic Cafe were fucking losing their minds because this guy exposed the nail writer. Here's my favorite thing though, right? So I can make a video where I show this and I put this on my thumb and I say magicians use this to make things disappear. They use this fake thumb to make things disappear, right? You could do that in a video and then do this to a person. And then immediately after, do this. Look, watch. Right? Oh, fuck, I did it retarded, but or you immediately take it, right? And then do one of these. And they don't fucking know. They don't know any better. I still remember I had a fucking book. I had expert card techniques sticking out of my fucking book bag. That's how much virginity I have. And somebody took it out of my bag and they started looking through it and they saw the double lift. They saw that they two cards is one, right? And they go, oh, that's how you do all those tricks. And I go, no, that's old. And they asked me to do a trick and I did the fucking trick with the double lift and they were still fooled. They were still fucking fooled. They don't have the intellectual capacity to understand that that thing could be used for multiple things. So to a layperson, they see this and they go, oh, that's the silk thing. So you put a silk in there and you make that vanish. So this becomes the thing that vanishes silks. They don't know that this could be used to vanish leaves and fucking wrappers from gum. They don't know that. To them, the only function of this is that it makes silks disappear. Same shit with anything. Same shit with double lifts. Same thing with absolutely anything. They're not gonna make that connection. They're not retarded, but they're not gonna make that connection. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people that complain about YouTube tutorials don't understand. Oh, lay people aren't looking up cannibal card trick tutorial. They're not looking that shit up. Let's see. Mentalist reacts to the mentalist. Yeah, I like that the reaction thing, right? So I have the little box in the bottom, and then I just put on a video and I just go, haha. I think I did that once, but I didn't show my face, which is probably why it was a shitty video. But I'm in the corner here, and I just have random shit, and I go, oh, that's cool. Whoa, I feel like I could do that for anything. I was tempted to do that for a little while. Just have a general, like a video of me pretending to react to things and go, oh, and just keep doing that. For regardless of whatever I'm fucking reacting to. So, for example, for the mentalist, I would have that same video that I just put in the corner. I show the mentalist and I go, oh, whoa, dude, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't think to use it that way. Whoa, that's cool. And just do that and have the same video. So the joke is that it's the same video. I wanted to do that, but I never did that. Well, let's say this one here. Defect, aren't you friends sick of tricks before you do so many tricks to them? They don't pay attention to you anymore. Says that to Defect responses. Chase. Okay, Mora. No, I always say I'm out of practice and I show them one trick in 6 months and they're impressed each and every single time. There you go. You could still have friends and do magic tricks. I'm an Italian living in Lisbon. If you went to one of my parties, that would be real magic. Okay. Yeah, I figured from your name being Milo, which wins the award for the most fucking Italian name in the stream so far. Move Monkey says, ask Danny about it. Ha 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 ha. That's cause it's not the size of the wand, but how much magic is in it. That's that's a thing that small dick people say. That's a small dick. I know because I've said that. It's not about the size of the wave, it's about the motion of the ocean. And she goes, that's some small dick stuff. All right, buddy. I was gonna say something else, but I can't say the N word here. That's some small dick vinegar thing to say. So I have to take breaks from showing my wife magic tricks because she doesn't start to see patterns. Because she doesn't start to see patterns despite mixing up the sleights I do. Because she does. Okay, that's why I was very confused reading that. But yeah, that's the thing. You can't see patterns, especially when it comes to the same movement, right? So why is it that you show the card on top the same way every time? That's kind of weird. Why do you have to turn the card face down every time before you put it on my hand? So that's another thing they might, if you show the same person the same thing over and over again. But lay people don't have the ability to make that connection because they're not exposed to these things each and every single day. So you could show them a thumb tip and be like, magicians put this in their thumb and they make things disappear with it, like a silk. And then that becomes the silk vanisher. So it's not necessarily ruining it just to put it on fucking YouTube or Instagram or anything. But you do have these king virgins that complain about it on Facebook and Magic Cafe, and it's quite annoying. But I think they're old enough that they're eventually just gonna, go away via death soon. Let's see. Oh, this is way up. I can't. I meant I show a friend and magic stuff. That might win the comment. The most, I guess, dyslexic comment so far. Move Monkey. That was quite substantial. Poltergeist says, "Bring back the N word." Hashtag. No, you meant at. So whoever's username is at Bring Back the N word. You took it there. Pigcake, do you know what a yarrick is? No, I don't know what a yarrick is. I imagine that's some sort of derogatory term, probably. Uh, I was asking Perseus from the Illusionist thingy as of late. I was asking him what are some dirty words in Greek, and I was trying to learn some. There's not a lot of connection between Spanish, English, and Greek per se, at least in my little looking at Greek. But I was asking him what are dirty words that I could use if I ever come across a Greek person. People see a magic method, then a 5-minute life hack, and forget both. Yeah, that's the other thing. I was mentioning that earlier about our inability to be bored. Just because we're in front of a phone all day, we have access to everything. So by the virtue of having access to everything, we know nothing. We know zilch because what the fuck do we know when everything's on our phone? We could see something. For example, it happens to me all the time. I'll see an interesting. Oh, I'll do that. Let me apply this thing to my life. Then I skip it, and 10 years later, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember I was supposed to do that thing that I saw, but I didn't do because I got distracted by 100 other things. That's a weird thing. That's the weird part about attention span in 2021. I imagine it was the same when people had the same mentality when radio came up and TV came up, and people were saying, "What the fuck? There's radio and TV, and see some people have the radio on while the TV is playing. These youngsters don't know what they're doing. They're just wasting their lives watching that television." And now the television is now this big and in front of your face. Even if they know what a double lift is, just do a really stiff single lift and they will be fooled. And they will be fooled. That's a life hack. That's a magic life hack. Can you raise the angle of the camera? I feel like I'm sitting on your dirty floor. Let me see if I can do that. I apologize. Look at this right here. Is that better? This is terrible. My setup here. I was showing Xavier my setup and he was fucking laughing at me. I'm like, all right, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. Obviously, it's crooked too. You know why it's crooked? Because the fucking... Okay, let me take off this. I'm going to take off my charger here. And I'm going to do one of these. Okay? There you go. Is that not better? I think that's better. I don't think I did anything different. I think it's literally still at an angle. But you know what? That's fine. That's the aesthetic of the show. All right? That's literally my aesthetic. Okay, I already read that one. I'm German and it's 4:29 in Berlin and I'm wasted. If that explains my exact writing. Okay, I feel like if you're German and in Germany, you're always wasted. You're always wasted. There's a German place I go to from time to time, and every time I go there, it's the same people there. And I've gone there at 11 o'clock to eat. um, and they're drinking, they're drinking, So it's you guys are always hammered. Let's see. If you started sweating butter instead of normal sweat, would you make the most of your slippery situation? What does that even mean? Would I make the most of my slippery situation? If I started sweating butter, your boy would be eating toast every day. I'd be out here rubbing that on bread. I love butter, but unfortunately, if you're trying to lose weight, you can't be eating butter because 1 tablespoon of butter has 120 calories, and I'm not about to fuck with that. So you got to be out here using other shit, which is terrible. But you know what? It's working. All right. You can't tell because of this fucking Elizabeth Warren shirt. Which, by the way, let me remind you, Warren has a plan for that. I don't know if you're aware of that, but Warren has a plan for that. Oh, let's see. Pigcake, don't they eat camel dick in Egypt? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the legitimacy of eating camels in Egypt, let alone camel dick. I know they're not eating much, as my understanding. They're pretty barren. From recent memory, they had to steal items from. Funny enough, you have I don't want to say hundreds, but you have several years that it took for them to explore and to get and excavate all these pharaohs and all these tombs, and it took them 3 months to excavate the tombs and to sell what they found to the black market to make enough money so they could buy food. It took them 3 months. So when there's a will, there's a way. I'm sure they didn't do it in a way that would be in conservation of the things that they took from the tombs, but they still did it, nevertheless. So that's just kind of a funny little bit of a tidbit about the Egipcios. Also, this one, they have to steal penises from the camels and eat them. You can't be funnier than me. That was the funniest thing I've read all day, and you can't be funnier than me. So that's one of the rules of the chat. Answer one of the questions. Am I the only one drinking too with this guy? No, you obviously there was a German here that just said that he was drinking quite a bit at 4:30 in the morning, that's terrible. If it's 4:30 in the morning and you're watching this guy, ugh. And you're a magician, that's a lot. I just turned 21 yesterday. I just turned 21 yesterday. Can't wait to legally drink myself to death. Well, that's a United States thing. Mm. That's a United States thing. For some reason, we have this arbitrary number at 21. Other places have 18, 16, I believe. In Spain, I think is the legal drinking age. 15, 15 or 16 in Spain. So every other country essentially has this the drinking age early. It's funny enough. You could buy cigarettes at 18. You could go to the army at 18. You could vote at 18, but you have to drink at 21. Doesn't make much sense here. So it's kind of an odd fucking thing, especially when it comes to fucking like smoking cigarettes. Like I love that these two things are. I don't want to be a proponent of weed. I've never smoked marijuana. All right, but here's the thing. I'm tired of hearing people advocate for marijuana laws. All right, I'm tired of it. So I would love for that to be legalized. That's not legal, but you could drink at 21, which causes God knows how many fucking deaths a year, and then you could also smoke, which also costs a bunch of lung-related illnesses. So there's not really a need to have that banned, which is what I love. But we could do it here in the good old glorious United States, which I'm sure is going to be even more glorious in the coming weeks. Piggy, you seem to be in an exceptionally good mood. What happened? Am I really? I'm not in a good mood. I'm in a normal mood. There's nothing that would cause me to act different, per se, if that's what you're assuming. Um, you're supposed to start drinking at 12 over here. The age 12. I figured. That makes sense. There's a lot of Latin cultures that really have alcohol ingrained in them. So you have, the fucking aunt sneaking tequila shots to the 8-year-old because they think it's funny. If you do that to a white person, they would essentially call child services on that family. But that's very normal in Latin cultures to give fucking like liquor at an early age. Oh no, toma, toma, toma. Mira ahí, hijo, mijo. So that's one of my favorite things about it. But for some reason, the whites they stick to that 21. Apart from the rednecks don't give a shit. Oh, sorry. That Rittenhouse kid was drinking at a bar at 18 the other day. No comment on that. I'm not gonna leave any particular comments on that one. But yeah, I do like that about the Latin cultures. My personally, for my upbringing, my grandmother said that liquor was packed with the devil, which I find funny. So she always, to her, liquor led to underage adultery, and she was a very Catholic woman. So I found that to be fairly interesting. I think that she maybe only had sex once to make my mother, and then apart from that, my grandfather was left to edging himself. Let's see. Might be time to order a Confederate flag off AliExpress just in case. Do they? I love that they don't give a shit, right? So you have all these other things, blocking the sales of things. Amazon, Walmart, AliExpress don't give a shit. They just want money. They just see money and they're like, oh, I'll sell a flag with Hitler on it with a fucking happy face. It's money. Like they don't give a shit. That's the part that I find hysterical about these AliExpress and Wish.com websites, that they only see it in dollar. They don't see things in terms of, movements and oh, this is considered racist, or this is considered fucking offensive. They see it as money. So Confederate flag. What was the last thing I bought off of AliExpress? I bought something from Ali. I think that hat I might have bought from one of those websites. And then something else as of late. I should do another Wish.com. Style video, but it just takes a month for shit to get here. But I haven't really found anything that strikes my fancy. A little alcohol never hurt anyone. My boy started before he was even born. That's why he has a third arm. The alcohol made him stronger. Yes. Encouraging fetal alcohol syndrome. That's always encouraged. You give him an extra arm. You give him do it like I don't want to seem racist here, but there is a known thing that certain cultures, are prone to inbreeding, and when you inbreed, well, your baby's not going to come out right. You have all these king cultures. This I don't want to say in the 1500s that they kept it within the family and they came out retarded. But certain cultures still around value. I'm trying to say this without sounding as racist, but it's factual. And you'll have a baby grow with tail, right? Your parents are related. The baby's born. He has a tail, and that baby is seen as like a demigod essentially, because he has this extra body part. So they worship the baby and they go, oh, this baby's a godly baby, but really it's because these parents are related. So that's a fun little tidbit about certain things that are happening in the planet. That's great. So you could put that in there. So yeah, you keep believing that your baby's coming out stronger. It's better when it's a surprise. Yeah. They're annoying and they annoyed him. What's this one? Ear bleeding. Yeah. I'm glad you were paying attention, Finnegan. I don't know. There's a lot of dead memes. That I've stopped on the channel that I used to do, just because it's about growth. It's trying to do new things. Obviously, new things don't tend to work, right? But I still want to keep experimenting and find what works. Everybody, I want you to notice, everybody that has found success on YouTube that started as magicians did it by accident, essentially. Ramsey, accident. McKinnon, accident. You have the kids from Rise Magic. They started doing ASMR shit, accident, but they found ultimate success. So I just love that. It's always been through finding a different way of doing it. I'm just still looking. I'm still finding things to do that might catch on, that have broad appeal. 21 is still beating better than being Uyghur or being gay in Pakistan or use TikTok. That's funny. Those are all things that I am. I'm kidding. I'm not using TikTok and or a Uyghur. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a gay joke. That was a gay joke. How tall are you? You look 5'6". Oh, thank you. I look 5'6". Whoa. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, I'm 5'6". Yeah, you nailed it. Nailed it on the head there, buddy. I'm 5'6". That's yeah, dude. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. My goodness. I'm glad finally somebody got it right after all this time. Everybody's speculating about my height and saying, hey, Piggy, how tall are you? You look short as shit. 5'6". Yeah, you got it. I realize 5'6", by the way, still short in the spectrum of men. But we'll keep it at that. Um, Halesburg Spanish Empire inbreeded itself to extinction. Their last heir had one ball and didn't want charcoal. Also, he had painful life from their DNA. Okay, so whatever I could read of that. Yes, I was trying to remember which one it was that had. I think all the queens and kings had some substantial inbreeding in that, especially in cultures of people that look like me. They have a lot of that. Um, I have a cousin that's hot, and I've been tempted, but no, I'm not gonna get tempted by the forbidden fruits. So let's see. We have 84 minutes ago, so I think 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna end this hot stream. And then more streams. I'm gonna do more streams this year. All right, 2021. Your boy's gonna do more streams from different places. Ham radio. We have a couple plans so far. We have a couple different ideas that we want to play around with, that we wanna implement. So that's gonna be the hot thing for this year. I want to do more streams. I want to do more videos. I want to get on there. All right. Even though 2021, it's an arbitrary changing of the year from 2020 to 2021. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to be doing it. All right. I'm still going to be putting more videos. You can find me on TikTok. I'm also posting videos there. Posting videos on Instagram. Your boy's not doing it. All right. Your boy's not stopping. That's what I meant to say. YouTube could try to hold me down. It's not going to hold me down. Okay. It's not going to fucking hold me down. Why? Because this Sunday at SummerSlam, all right, YouTube, it's going to be you and me in a cage. Talk about why you never showed your face now in the first few years. I see more of her now. Huh? Okay. All right. From what I understood, well, because I was doing videos at the same time that I was teaching, and I didn't want anybody to find me on YouTube and go, hey, it's our teacher on YouTube. The face, he's showing us. And then that would completely disrupt everything that the little discipline that I had as a teacher. That would completely shit on it. Because that's the worst thing. Imagine, right? There's no way to get around that because now I'm the guy that makes dick jokes online. So I don't want to do that. What I wanted to do was at some point when I was done with the job, I wanted to purposely put out the channel. And then, because I know my boss would have probably been a dickhead and probably let me go because of the nature of the content and the amount of jokes that I made or the type of jokes that I made. I wanted to kind of release it and then sue him essentially. So I wanted to bait him, but that didn't work out. So that was a fun plan for a little bit of time. Well, let's see, talking about the intros or my boy Shooter. I don't know what comment you're referring to. No, that's Hellboy. What are you talking about, Hellboy? Inbreeding? Is that what you're referring to? The inbreeding of that? Okay, that's a little bit of an odd one, I guess. I've realized, apart from elitism on the channel, it's also the virginity. I think I've also created and amassed a nice little bit of a circle of people that have equal virginities when it comes to magic and life, and we're like-minded, which is what I like about the Pigcake community. But apart from that, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching this one. It's been a hot one. I've enjoyed drinking a little bit of a Truly, doing a hot little live stream here. And make sure to stay tuned for the next one. I'll be around. I'm probably going to do a video tomorrow announcing a little bit of a giveaway and then the giveaway winners of the previous giveaway, which were DMC Elite marked playing cards. Those are fun ones. So that's probably going to be tomorrow. And then I'm also going to drop a little bit of a hot tutorial on this nice little bit of a variation. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching. All right, I'm always grateful that people watch these videos, and I'm always grateful that there's a small community of people that enjoy my content, enjoy the card tricks, and enjoy listening to a short man ramble for a little bit. But apart from that, thank you. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm not gonna Goldberg spear Joseph Biden. People usually say, "Hey, Piggy," it's funny when you end your live streams and you do a Goldberg spear on Joseph Biden. It's really funny when you do wrestling moves to a fucking cardboard cutout, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's a dead joke. That's a dead meme. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan of dead memes. I don't like to partake in dead memes. It's all about new. 2021 is gonna be about new things, okay? And spearing cardboard cutouts of our president is not new. It's not new. It's a thing that it's part of the past. So I'm gonna end this stream here, and there's gonna be no No Goldberg spearing of Joseph Biden. Okay. Uh, no Goldberg spearing of Joseph Biden. So I'm gonna put my microphone away, and then that's gonna be the end of the video here. Let me just end it here. Uh, Stop it. Okay. All right. And just take a 3-point stance here.